Hello, it's Delusion Dispeller with another reading from The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie, copyright 1990. Today's lesson or reading is Step 1. It is January 25th, and it says, "We admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable." She took this from Step 1 of Al-Anon. This isn't only about alcoholism, it's about all kinds of different things. Anyway, let's continue reading. There are many different versions of the first step for recovering codependence. Some of us admit powerlessness over alcohol or another's alcoholism. Some of us admit powerlessness over people. Some over the impact of growing up in an alcoholic family. One of the most significant words in the first step is the word we. We come together because of a common problem. And in the coming together, we find a common solution. Through the fellowship of 12-step programs, many of us discover that although we may have felt alone in our pain, others have experienced a similar suffering, and now many are joining hands in a similar recovery. We, a significant part of recovery, a shared experience, a shared strength, stronger for the sharing, a shared hope for better lives and relationships. Today I will be grateful for the many people across the world who call themselves recovering codependents. Help me know that each time one of us takes a step forward, we pull the entire group forward. Okay, I have two disclaimers on this. You know how they always say the information presented within does not necessarily represent the views of us or our sponsors or whatever. Okay, I'm going to offer a disclaimer on this one. First of all, the whole concept of recovering, I don't agree with it. I believe some people can fully recover and they're not still in the process of recovering. You can debate me on it if you want. I really don't care. That's just what I believe. I believe you can recover and be recovered and just call yourself a non-whatever it was you were addicted to. That's the first thing. The second thing is I am not pro 12-step support groups. I mean, I'm not anti, but I don't believe that they are a group for every single person. I think people can very easily go from one addiction to another. And back when I was part of Codependence Anonymous, a lady took me out to eat and sat there and told me the whole time about how happy she is with the Coda group, how she will always go there the rest of her life, how she's so dependent on the group and she just can't imagine her life without a week of going to her meetings. I'm sorry, but an addiction is an addiction. And if you went from an addiction to drugs or alcohol or people addictions to having to depend on a group, that is just as bad as any other addiction, in my opinion. You can, again, debate me if you want. I'm not going to agree with you. I've thought this since I met this lady. And I actually told her that. I said, why is this any different than being addicted to a substance? It's really not. You're addicted now to a group. I'm not saying everybody gets addicted to the group, but if you can't imagine your life without any one thing other than God, there is a problem. Sorry, there just is. Even if it's your children. Some people say, oh, I live for my children are my life. Guess what? Your children could grow up and turn on you. Your children could pass away. Something could happen to your children. And if they are your God and your idol, you are in a heap of bad trouble. Trust me. Like I said, God and God alone. He's the only one that you cannot absolutely live without, or that you will crumble and die if you didn't have. I know that for a fact because I've lost a lot of things and a lot of people in my life. God is the only thing and only being that has ever been constant and ever will be constant. And He is the only one I can unequivocally say I would be lost if I didn't have Him. I could not live without Him. I look forward to every meeting with Him, every talk with Him, just being in His presence. It's not the same with a human being. It's not the same with your children, not the same with your pets. It's not the same with your job or anything else. God and God alone. That's what I have to say for my disclaimer on this one. I love Melody Beattie. I love her stuff, but if I'm going to disagree with something, I will let you know. So there you go. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.